Hello everyone, welcome to Harv's World. Today we have Caveman with us, we have Matt, also known as Crazy Cat, working up in the northeast corner of the map, and Sharko Gaming is back again. We're going to be working on his fields today for the most part. I'm going to get some helpers working down here to plant one of my fields, and then we're going to go look at harvesting carrots. We've got some nice big fat carrot harvesters ready to go. And we're going to be on field 15, at least part of it. He split this field. Caveman, what do you say? How's it going?
Going pretty good. Going pretty good.
Outstanding. And we get this mega harvester unfolded. I don't know if I'm going to need a chaser bin with this or not. We'll find out.
If we need a chaser bin, he's got something we can off course and unload into at this end.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we do have GPS on this thing, so... Oh.
Yeah, I made sure of that one. On mine, anyway.
3.12 feet. And I had better show lines at least to get started, make sure we're good. Had some problems occasionally when we are all I've had some problems with GPS running properly when we're all on the map, so... Oh, and this thing hauls the mail. This thing runs at 18 miles an hour harvesting carrots. And if you can't see that, this is pretty spectacular. We've got
He just
an
left the
actual
server
carrot field here. Cazz64 has done a real nice job with the texture on this field. It actually looks like a carrot field. That's impressive. I don't know, Caveman, what do you think? I think it's a very distinct possibility that we're going to need a chaser bin because I'm almost at 20,000 liters already. Akito
Really?
756, how are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We use big equipment, heavily modded equipment on these massive, massive fields.
Sure do.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
like
only at like 2%.
looks like this row is going to be about 30,000 liters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm coming up on the end of the first pass. I take that back, 33,000 liters. That's a lot of stinking carrots.
That is a whole lot of carrots.
I'm doing pretty good, can't complain. All things considered, I think things are going remarkably well. Very well, in fact. I kind of get the impression I'm going to have a special announcement here in a few days. But I don't want to speak out of turn. Not a special announcement per se, just sort of a special video that I'll be putting out probably within the week. And you all get to hear it first. At least get to know about it first.
Special announcement. I wonder what that could be. Are we getting close to the 500 subscribers or something?
I don't know, are we?
I don't know. I can't see your subscriber count.
I know, I turned it off. And it seems to have helped, so... We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Yeah, it's a shame that Sharko's not here because I think he would be impressed with the volume of carrots that are going to come off of his field.
Oh yeah. Something tells me it might not be a bad idea to replant that field I've got in carrots.
Something weird is going on. It's like we've lost all of our viewers, but I don't believe that's true because I know of at least one.
Well, it just popped up on mine that the stream has ended.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But it's trying to reload the stream.
So YouTube is having problems. This is not on my end. Although sitting here staring at synchronizing data with other players isn't terribly fun for our viewers either.
I wonder if it's because you went live early.
Oh, well, that would be strange. Maybe.
Okay, Sharko says it's working on his end.
Yeah, I see that.
So, at that point, I believe it's a YouTube issue.
And this says I've got an excellent connection. OBS is, or YouTube Studio is telling me that the connection is great. So, man, this stream is just fraught with technical issues. Does anybody else have problems like this? I swear to God. I start a stream and just everything starts crashing. I apparently have that dramatic effect on the world.
Apparently.
The world isn't big enough for Harv's energy. Or the load of BS Harv is hauling around.
Well, Sharko's finally helping harvest.
Oh, there we go. Good thing Cazz included these big root crop harvesters.
No joke.
Yeah,
harvesting this with a regular harvester would be painful.
Just FYI for everybody, these are actually modded by the map maker specifically to do root crops, and he has increased the volume to 500,000 liters and allowing a harvesting speed of 18 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how many of you have and Sharko's gone again. I don't know how many of you have ever done a big potato harvest. It's a painful experience, that's all I can say. This, however, would make it a much, much better prospect.
Yes, it would. Now, if there was a way to add these into the contracts list for mods, or for, vehicles available for contracts,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. I mean, even the DLC stuff doesn't get added to the rotation of stuff for contracts.
Yeah, the only change in contracts I've ever seen is if you have weeds turned on or off. And then it will add in herbicide spraying if you've got weeds turned on. If you turn them off, it won't give you those contracts. Surely the map makers have some ability to manipulate that.
They gotta have some sort of ability to manipulate something, but what I'm talking about is like, all these DLCs that we've got, you can't use them in any of the contracts.
Right,
that
yeah.
would be nice.
That's a very good point, too.
Like, especially, the new one we just got. It's all about grass work. We got new grass equipment. You take a grass contract, you don't get the new equipment. You get the same old, same old.
Well, that's kind of Giant's MO anymore. We're just going to make something generic and we'll leave it to the modders to make our game good. I'm telling you. This game is not about giants. This game is about the modders. And I, for
Yeah,
one,
well,
think
you're
they
right
are
there.
they are some brilliant, incredibly talented people who've turned a good game into a great game.
Yes.
Hello, you folks out there who are watching. I see I've got 5 viewers right now, so I want to welcome each and every one of you to Harv's World. Don't be shy, drop a comment, ask a question. I'm not shy. I'll answer pretty much anything as long as it's reasonably family friendly.
And doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service.
And doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service. Yes, thank you, Caveman. As always on stream, I've got Caveman with me from Caveman's Tech and Gaming. A guy who's helped out dramatically with Harv's World with some mods and otherwise, but also runs his own YouTube channel where he's doing a time-lapse series on No Man's Land by Alien Jim. It's a really nice series. He is linked at the bottom with my other subscriptions on the homepage of Harv's World, so check him out. He's doing some good stuff over on No Man's Land. Old equipment, old pickup trucks. It's pretty slick. I like it. A little bit reminiscent of Off the Grid. We kind of mirror each other sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not, I mean, it's not identical or anything. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying we end up
Similar
using the
theme.
same. Yeah, we end up using the same equipment a lot of the time.
Well, there's not a whole lot of old equipment out there that's made well.
Hey, Tom Peterson, welcome to the stream. Good farming to you too, buddy. Thanks. How are you doing today? As it should be, Sharko. As it should be. This is the way all root crops should be harvested. Gonna have to try root crops in my mega field. Although I might go with like cabbage or onions, something like that. Change things up a little bit. Which reminds me, I better keep an eye on my my cedar. I was telling Sharko yesterday that using a seed tender, which I'm using the biggest Elmer's, 70,000 liter seed tender, and I've already filled it up twice. To fill up those big planter cedars is a much better, but now I need to get a separate one for fertilizer, because fertilizer is just as big a hassle, so.
I mean, you could always use one of the modded chaser bins and use that for seed.
I know, but I the way that my buy point for seed works, I would be here for 3 days waiting for it to fill. I thought 70,000 liters at a time was about right.
It's close enough anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the map is Old Timers Farm. It was created by Cazz64. The man does great work. He really does. One of his more popular maps, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of, is Wild West. Which I'm not sure why he called it Wild West, other than it must be in the western United States, because it's not really western themed or anything. But my God, it's 16 times. It was so big, I'll be honest, we couldn't manage it. It was just too large and in charge. That map kicked our butts. There was a 2,000 acre field on that map. I was silly enough to buy it, and it started out with a wheat harvest, and we couldn't even get all the wheat off the field. and leaving straw behind, forget about it. Like, we could start streaming and then sometime next week that field would be done. So it'd be, you know, like a 72, 144-hour stream to get that field all harvested.
That one would take a while. But to be fair, we didn't have some of the modded stuff we have now on that one.
That's true. That's very, very true. And Cazz is, you know, I have to preface this by saying Cazz64 maps are pretty much PC only, so console players kind of get left out in the lurch on his maps. But he is releasing a new map on Christmas Day called Land Down Under. Obviously based in Australia. Should be interesting. It's a 16 times also, though. And no, I do not know Cazz64. I just keep up on his work a little bit. And follow his Facebook page. Do you remember the name of that page off the top of your head, Caveman?
Tailor-made maps.
Tailor-made maps. That's right. Cazz Taylor is his name.
Yes.
Most of his maps can be found at Papa Smurf Modding.
That was the plan all along, Sharko.
Unfortunately, Tom, yeah, these maps are not available for console. These are PC only maps. Sorry, dude. Like I said, you know, you console players can get the short end of the stick sometimes.
And honestly, what them getting the short end of the stick boils down to is that not only do mods have to go through testing with giants, they also have to go through testing with both Sony and Microsoft in order to get onto the respective platform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not the fault of the modders. It's the fact that PlayStation and Xbox are so restrictive in what they'll allow. And based on slot counts for consoles, I think it would be pretty challenging to put a map this size on console.
I'm pretty sure the map alone would eat up all the slot counts. All the slots.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, there was a 4 times map that came out today called, I think, was it Sealzakova? And there goes Sharko again. See, look at that, Caveman. You actually have a better connection than Sharko. You always have issues with your connection.
Yeah, it seems like I have a better connection than he does. At least more stable anyway.
He told me yesterday that his Ethernet card, he thinks his Ethernet card's going out. He's got a new one ordered, but it hasn't come in yet.
Oh, okay. I'm running all wireless here.
Wireless? Oh, I could never live with wireless. Too slow.
Hey, it's stable enough for this. Today, anyway.
Well, that's fair. No wonder it takes you like 18 hours to upload your videos.
Oh, I've tried hooking up a wire to it. It doesn't increase the speed at all. It's mainly because I have to deal with actual lack of internet out here unless it's a mobile hotspot.
Gotcha.
So even wired, it's same speed.
I'm waiting patiently for that synchronizing data with other players to pop up again.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that one too.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the synchronizing data with other players map by Cazz64. It's all good, Sharko. If you're listening, I'm just trying to be funny. I understand. No biggie, man.
Well, he just disconnected from Discord as well.
No, that's not good. Maybe he had to reboot or something.
Maybe.
He did a really good job with these carrots. They look great in the harvester. They look great in the field.
Oh yeah. Really good detail with the carrots. They actually look like carrots in the harvester too.
Yeah.
Like,
Although I'm not seeing any top cutting. But I haven't really looked that closely at the header either.
yeah, if you zoom in on the header, you can kind of see it. It honestly kind of looks like he copied the one from the potatoes and replaced the potato part with carrot.
Yeah, I see that now. You can kind of see the carrots getting scooped up in there, though. Or maybe that's just the
Yes.
color of my header.
No, you can actually see the carrots getting scooped up in it if you zoom in a little bit.
Well, I don't know, man. These streams are getting less popular instead of more popular.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the intermittent schedule. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to adjust the time. I mean, regardless of what TubeBuddy is telling me, maybe trying to do it in the evening is the better idea.
Well, technology can't always be right.
No, and it's quite a bit different from you know, somebody who sits down at their lunch hour to watch a video, as opposed to someone who's going to pop on a live stream and participate a little bit.
Yeah.
With a little luck, we'll get some participation. Although, to be fair, we've only been on for 20 minutes.
Maybe we ought to go ahead and schedule next week's live stream for in the afternoon.
You mean schedule like a date and time today?
I'm not saying today, but you know, I'm saying like maybe we ought to, you know, make sure next week we do it later in the afternoon, like around like 5 or so.
Gotcha. Yeah, we could adjust the times and see how they play.
Yeah.
I mean, I know just looking at Google Analytics, most of my subscriber base right now, anyway, is from the U.S. Although I do have subs from all over the world. It's amazing. But most of the subs are U.S., Canada, and then UK, and I want to say Australia are my top 4 countries. But still, the U.S. is subbed by a landslide.
Well, when I first started, mine was by a landslide out of Norway.
Really?
And here recently, once I passed the 50 subscriber mark, is when it all like mainly came from the U.S.
That's interesting.
But then, according to the analytics, there's only like 20 people that are actually showing where they're located at.
Mine used to be that way. Now it's only about, there's only about 25% that say other. So it's picking up about 75% of my subscribers and where they're located.
Oh, that's good.
But a lot of that boils down to IP addresses too.
Yeah.
Usually you can tell
That's
where
very
somebody's
true.
located just by their IP address.
Very true.
Which makes me wonder about countries like China. Hey, I might just fill this harvester up yet.
Might. It's where you find out like 90% of your subscribers are from China.
Now the Chinese Communist Party's version of YouTube is taking all of your videos and re-uploading them under somebody else's name. And please, anyone listening right now, this is not about Chinese people. This is about communist governments. So please don't take it that way. Harv's World loves everybody. So what's the good word, folks? How's everybody doing out there? You living, thriving, surviving? Life good, life not so good? Got any new, interesting, funny stories to tell us? Any new, interesting, sad stories to tell us? I think we might just finish this field before I fill this thing up. I'm at 450,000 liters right now.
Mine is at 80%. And...
Oh, you just put a helper on it?
No. I didn't put a helper on it. Sharko's was in the way, so I switched over to his.
Oh, okay.
It won't let me put a helper on a field I don't own.
I did not realize that. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to go get my cedar sorted out. I didn't get a pop-up that he was blocked or stuck or anything. But he's apparently blocked or stuck or something.
Huh.
Yes, even on big, heavily modded maps like this one, workers or helpers still suck.
You find me a map that helpers don't suck.
Even after the amazing upgrades to helpers that came out with Alpine.
Wait, helpers got upgraded?
That's what Giant said, that they did a helper update. And I'll be honest, I am not fully convinced. Oh,
Yeah.
I just filled up.
All right. Well, I got one on him. I got one up there emptying.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So.
pull up to empty on the other side. While this is unloaded, I'm gonna go check on my planter. Oh yeah, he got stuck. He left the equipment all bunged up in the trees.
Gotta love them helpers, man.
Oh, you got to.
Some days I think you can get better results with a bungee cord and a brick. Put a brick on the gas pedal and a bungee cord to hold the steering wheel straight.
Welcome to FS19 Helpers.
They don't know what they're doing.
Someone's at front door.
Someone's at front door. Did you hear that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, good.
I heard you say someone's at front door.
We have an automatic doorbell kind of thing via Google, and it announces when someone rings the doorbell.
That's fun.
I think that kind of wraps up the carrot harvest, doesn't it? Are you done over there?
I got one last strip to do right here.
Now, what's his other field? Looks like soybeans, probably. Yep, soybeans. Should we go ahead and harvest his other field?
I mean, do we have the harvesters up here to do it?
No, but my farm's not that far away.
I'm saying mine's not either. I mean, we can.
That's either that, or what do you have?
Alfalfa.
Is that going to take a mower?
No. Harvester.
Well, it's up to you. Up to you. He's not here, but he did mention that his other field was ready to harvest. Or we can go up to your field and harvest your alfalfa.
I mean, go harvest alfalfa if that's what you want to do.
That's fine with me. What field are we going to be on?
33.
I gotta haul some grain and get it sold off because my money is awfully short.
Alright. And I am leaving a swath on field 33, by the way.
Oh, there he is. Sharko made it back.
No loading?
Say what?
Oh, he's not in game.
No. He just was commenting in chat.
Oh.
He made it back to the stream at least.
Okay.
Okay, map makers, I have to make this request also. Make your cars go faster than 20 miles an hour.
But you also don't have to make them run 100.
Right. And give them really, really good brakes.
That too. Your game kept crashing.
Oh, I hope you got it fixed.
Yeah, I hope you did too. That's never fun when games crash.
Yeah, that starts happening. That's when I just want to grab a hammer and put it right through the the monitor.
Oh, when the game starts crashing?
Yeah, or, you know, especially at a time when I'm trying to accomplish something specific. Oh, wow. Blue screen of death. You don't hear about that too much anymore.
I hear about it all the time.
Really?
A lot of my friends have old computers.
I see.
Yeah, I've got a friend that's running Windows 10 on a computer that was designed for Windows 98.
Why?
I don't know. The bigger question is how. The answer's still I don't know.
That's fair. Okay, I have got a lot of rice and a lot of poppies that need to be sold.
All right. So are we harvesting alfalfa or are we harvesting soybean?
Um, that's up to you and Sharko. I'll do either one. I don't care. That soybean field is pretty small.
I'll say, yeah, let's do the soybean first because it's so small.
All right, I will be over there in about an hour and a half when my trailer's finished filling up. Okay, the drawback of this big equipment is that the other mods are not designed to fill as quickly as the mods you've designed are.
Yeah,
So 1,000,000 liters of lime sounds good until you have to buy 1,000,000 liters of lime and you sit there for 30 minutes or an hour waiting for your equipment to fill.
yeah.
But at least it unloads quickly.
Oh, yeah. I think I need to actually modify the silo that we're using to empty faster than it does.
Oh, I'm at 850,000 liters already, so it's not horrible. It's not as bad as the buy points.
Well, that's fair.
Alright, I've got 1,000,000 liters of rice, and I'm going to grab 1,000,000 liters of, well, almost 1,000,000 liters of poppies.
Do you not have quite 1,000,000 liters of poppies?
Yeah, it was like just over 900,000, I want to say.
Alright. Well, I'm on my way down to the soybean field.
You know, you can even turn your clover into hay. Multiple
Yeah.
options.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of options.
Is there anybody out there? Oh yeah, Sharko needed to get those carrots sold. He was running as low on cash as I am.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, did either one of y'all have a problem with the tree mulcher lagging your game up on the server?
It lags. You're talking about the Trek 600?
Yes.
It lags everything. Every time I've ever played with more than just myself, it lags like crazy.
Okay, so it's not just me.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, it's definitely not just you. It's a very laggy single player piece of equipment.
All right. What about that Banks all-in-one? Does that lag in multiplayer?
Oh, the Brooks? I don't know. Haven't tried it in multiplayer. I've barely ever used it.
Might have to check that out because I've got a lot of trees that need to come down along a field.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I almost grabbed a one of those Treks because I need to get some trees out down here too, just to be able to get some of this equipment through.
In the same boat. I got quite a few trees need to come down. I did get the Trex for a little while the other day when nobody else was on, and it wasn't as bad.
Right.
But if somebody else is on, it's like impossible to even drive it across the map.
Yeah, it has not been optimized very well. And unfortunately, I have to drive my poppies all the way to the north side of the map.
Ouch.
That's going to be my sale point. But
Ouch.
I think it was my poppies. My rice is right down here at the old mill sale point. Assuming I can get this train through. Oh wait, that was poppies. Rice is in the front trailer. Just double check that. Yep, rice. Oh, 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 oh.
Nice. You got 2 million in the bank now.
That's amazing. Well, I just sold my rice for $500,000, so my cash is in good shape, and I'll go get rid of these poppies. I guess I should have planted carrots.
Well, I'm definitely planting carrots now.
Oh, this is lovely. Now I'm all jacked up. We hates traffic. And you know, on multiplayer maps, it seems like they won't let you turn traffic off. I really wanted to, just be rid of it and be done with it.
Oh, you can't turn it off?
I know. I don't think you can.
I wonder if it's one of those weird things where you have to do it from the server itself.
Maybe.
Like with a console command or something.
Take that car. I'll just pull my trailer right over the top of you. How about them apples?
If you can do it, you can perfectly balance a quad track on top of one and it'll move the quad track around the map. Don't ask me how I know that.
If you could get the car to sit still long enough. I guess you could block it with another vehicle. Get your quad track, balance it up, and then move the other vehicle so the car takes off again, something like that.
Basically.
Alright, we're back in action. Yeah, dude, it seems like our stream is getting less popular instead of more popular. I think it's maybe I just need to get on a regular schedule. You know,
Maybe.
since we just do it from time to time or whenever. Since it's been a little bit random, I guess I should say, but we're still kind of in the testing phase. But yeah, I think especially for streams, probably being on a regular schedule is going to be important.
Yes. And I do know that Sharko mentioned he wanted to do bales the other day. So I think he does want the straw swath.
Oh, on the soybeans? Okay.
Yes. If he doesn't, I guess he'll let us know. I just decided, oh, that's what he said the other day, so I'm dropping straw.
Well, sounds good to me. I don't think it's installed, but what we should get added on here, if it's multiplayer supported, is the variable bale size mod.
I don't know how that would work with multiplayer.
I don't know either.
Try it out.
It is pretty spectacular, though. You get the exact same size bale, except it has more in it.
Or less.
Or less, yeah, it could be smaller. But that way it doesn't jack up, like, you know, you can still use the same bale wrappers or...
Right.
Sharko says we have something like that installed.
Maybe we do. I don't know. I don't use balers.
Not very often.
Okay, either I'm lagging really hard or... Oh, this field's just not yielding a lot. Okay.
Soybean fields on this map, that's why I ended up plowing that one under. The one that I had, because it didn't yield crap.
Yeah.
The field needed limed, the field needed plowed. Hardly any fertilizer on it, so I just ended up saying this is a waste of time, I'm going to plow it. Have you ever been to the port up here?
The port? I don't think so. Which one's the port?
It's all the way the very far north edge of the map.
Oh, no, I haven't been there. And it's not too far from me either.
It's pretty impressive looking, actually, if I can figure out how to get this road train in there.
I'll have to check that out.
Not a lot of room to maneuver.
Right.
Hey, there's a bunch of shipping crates sitting around. I wonder if they might be destined for the Wilhelmina Forest.
Why would they be destined for Wilhelmina Forest?
I don't know, but these are the exact same shipping crates that I use when I want to bring in stuff to off the grid. You've seen them a bunch of times. Oh, this sale point is not conducive to tippers, by the way. I guess I'm going to have to start using the belly dumps to haul stuff.
That was the reason I insisted on keeping the belly dumps.
And you are a wise, wise man.
And also why I edited the in-game Wilson trailer as well.
Well, there's a nice clean $1.23 million from selling poppies.
Nice.
Okay, I don't have a cash shortage anymore. And I've got 250 acres, or almost 200 acres, I guess it was. Oh, that's right, we do have the belt trailer also.
I think you were the one that wanted that one, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was. I lost my train of thought. Hey everybody, welcome. It looks like we've got some new people checking in. This run back to my farm will give you a good idea exactly how big this map is, because I'm all the way north and my farm is all the way south. We are pulling some, looks like 48-foot doubles.
Are those the
BSMs?
BSM trailers?
Yeah.
They're 50-foot doubles.
Yeah, there's always a delay. I'm pretty sure it's an intentional 15-second delay to give people, the mods, if you've got mods, or the streamers, time to take action before anybody gets too far out of control on the stream.
Yep.
Well, these BSMs might be 53s. They don't quite seem that long, though.
And Blender, they come out to be right at 50.
Oh, is that right?
Well, if Blender scale things right, then yes.
Okay. I hauled a lot of 53-foot trailers in my day.
I never had a 53-foot. I either had a 48-foot, or when I was doing the heavy haul stuff, you know, the drop section in the middle was 50-foot.
Gotcha.
So I was either over or under.
I just always hated hauling doubles or triples. Absolutely hate it.
Can't ever say I've had the experience of hauling doubles or triples in real life.
They're 28-foot trailers, so they're small trailers. And they're nice, like, you know, if you're just doing a single and you've got like tight spaces or anything like that, they're nice for something like that. But doubles and triples are just a big hassle. If you don't hook them up right, they get squirrely. I've also never hauled a tanker, and I don't want to haul tankers either.
Tankers aren't that bad. Unless they don't have baffles on them. If they don't have baffles on them, they're a pain.
I was getting ready to say, if it's a food grade tanker, it wouldn't have baffles in it. I've pretty much heard the milk tankers are the most dangerous ones to drive. So what are they running, the 28-foot trailers, Sharko, to try to deal with that small roundabout? Oh, I don't want to park this here.
I think what he meant is they just run straight through it, hop the curb, and go over it.
Oh, I see.
Do a lot of that in Lynchburg too.
%99 of the time, having camera collision turned off is a good thing, but there are some times when it would be really helpful. All right, how's the great soybean harvest coming?
Slow.
All right, I'll get my butt over there. That's one thing about, maps like this. Like I can't plant traditional crops when there's so many options. I want to try all the new stuff.
Yeah. But the only reason I had to plant potatoes is because of those harvesters. I had to see if it made it less painful. And it did make it less painful.
I can tell. As quick as we got those carrots out of there.
Potatoes are just as quick.
Am I going to need something to dump into, or do we have a place to unload over there?
He's got his semi chasing him. I've got my chaser bin, and he's got a trailer sitting off to the side. It looks like we could dump our chaser bins into.
So what you're telling me is I need to get a chaser bin.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
See, I've done 2.5 passes, and I'm at 3% on my chaser bin.
I'm on my way.
Nope. Ain't in no rush, really.
Well, let's see. We've got 5 viewers. I know at least 3 of them are us. So there's at least 2 people out there watching.
Yeah.
Say hello, folks, if you're out there.
So what do you got pulling your chaser bin?
One of my case magnums.
That's what I had pulling mine, but I ended up swapping it over to the quad track.
Any particular reason, or you just like the quad track better?
The particular reason behind it is I had the quad track sitting because I had got that beforehand and hadn't been using it, but I also didn't want to have to make a separate pass to collect everything on my alfalfa field. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense just to swap, you know,
Right.
collect with the Magnum and run chaser bin with quad track.
Oh, I see what you're. Okay. You know the Magnum will turn into a quad track also, right?
Yes, I know that.
No, I was just getting the impression that you were swapping out for a quad track because
No, no,
there
no,
was
no, no,
some
no.
technical purpose or.
No, 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 no. I didn't swap out. I just swapped 2 jobs.
Yeah, I got it. Eventually.
Oh, I also found out it's a good thing we don't have the disable speed limit or the real speed limit mod on here
Oh, why is that?
because the harvesters don't empty fast enough to keep them from overfilling.
Oh, when you're harvesting that quickly, you mean?
Anything at more than 10 miles an hour, the harvester still fills up faster than it can empty.
I've gotcha.
Especially with the modded crops that yield so high. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Well, I guess. Oh, you guys practically got this done.
Oh, gonna need help on the alfalfa field.
That's fine. We can go do that next. Oh, don't forget the straw from these soybeans is the the
Modded straw.
the collisions are horrible.
He's planning on baling it, so
Interested to see if it bails well at all. Hey, we've got a few
It's
people popping
supposed
in.
to.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. Anybody? Say hi, don't be shy.
Hello, everybody. Are you making a pass up at all, Harv, or are you still just sitting down there?
I'm making a pass up. The last.
What's that?
If that's you all up in red up there, I'm coming straight at you. Anyone? Everyone?
Yeah, I'm up here all in red.
No, I was talking to the viewers. In the immortal words of Pink Floyd, once again, is there anybody out there?
I mean, we don't bite.
Hard. Hey Andrew, how you been, man? How you doing?
How's it going, Andrew? I mean, if you feel like chatting, you can.
Yeah, we don't want to force anybody. We just
Larkin's good too.
yes, this is quite a bit different than Ravenport. I was just thinking, I'm pretty sure Andrew is one of the proud purveyors of my Ravenport walkthrough. And it's got him going well enough to move over to Sandy Bay, one of everybody's favorite maps, actually.
You know, I still haven't played on Sandy Bay.
I haven't either, actually. In fact, I don't think I've done an Oxygen David map at all.
Might have to try an Oxygen David map.
Oh, we've got room, Andrew. If you ever want to give it a shot, man, drop in the Discord. We'll get you hooked up. Yeah, that darn traffic. See, that's the problem. If you get tangled up on the road, then you get cars that get in there and they lock you in, basically.
Oh yeah. Hey, at least they don't do like they did on the Wild West map.
What happened over there? I don't remember.
A car spawned under my Big Bud and sent it flying.
Really?
Yes, but I think that had something to do with server lag, because I was lagging pretty good when it happened.
I would like to have seen that.
It was wild.
Yeah, I know. Follow me AI every once in a while. If it can't find you, it will just send the send your vehicles off in random directions.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Andrew. You've got the basics under your belt now. You know what you're doing. I mean, honestly, this really isn't any different, just bigger. You can see how bad I'm mucking this up.
Not that bad.
And anybody else out there, you know, Discord is wide open. We've got a friendly group of people, always very helpful. If you ever have questions, there's more than 3 people who are happy to provide you with different perspectives and answers, whatever you need to know. Tons of experience out there. Mod recommendations, you know, if you're trying to accomplish a particular job.
Oh, both y'all are coming back down now. Okay.
Oh, don't even get me started on reversing, Andrew. That might actually be the most challenging part of the game. The secret is go slow. Just go slow. It's not as bad in vehicles like trucks, but in tractors the steering turns so slow that you have to back slowly, otherwise the turn of the trailer or implement can't keep up with the slow steering on the tractor. That's what I've discovered. Somebody should make a reversing assistance mod.
There is a mod that locks the the dolly on a dolly trailer with a built-in dolly.
Yeah, I've seen that one, but I'm talking about a mod that actually, you know, you can tell, you know, mark a spot that you want to back into, and then have the computer take over and back it in for you.
That would be amazing.
Follow me backwards. Hey Tom, honestly, good maps for console.
What kind of map are you looking for?
Well, that's a relevant question, but I would say, you know, a good place to start is look up any map by Alien Jim or Oxygen David or Lancy Boy. But again, I mean, you know, are you looking for a specific country, like a style, like a big wide open US map, or, you know, a tight UK style map? There's a lot of variety out there.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
One really, really popular map that I'm sure is available for console is No Man's Land, and the reason people like it so much is because it's just a wide open map with nothing on it. It's a build your own.
Basically got free reign to do whatever you want on that map.
If you're a newer player, Alien Gym maps are especially good. I really enjoyed playing Mercury Farms when I was a new player. Washoe, Nevada is a very good map, and you actually get to see spaceships. um, what's the other alien? Sussex Farms, I think, is Alien Gym. If you're looking for a good mix map, American style with simple squarish fields, but a lot of variety. My first Let's Play series was on um, Pacific Northwest. I still really like that map, even though it's aging a little bit. But it's a very good map also.
Stone Valley is also a good map.
Stone Valley's a Lancy Boy map, and there's two editions. There's the standard Lancy Boy edition, and there's the Farm Agency edition. And isn't it, am I correct in saying, Caveman, that Farm Agency takes a map and then makes it bigger, basically?
I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, to be honest with you.
Sorry, folks. I just bumped my mic.
I'm not sure.
2 new maps have dropped recently that should be available for console. If they're not right now, I know Bucks County, PA had to be reworked and has gone back into testing, but it's definitely coming back for console. It was originally released for console. Blue Mountain Valley is another one. It's by the same modder. I think that was TNT modding. Both of those look like great American maps. If I had more time, I'd get on there and play those maps because both of them look really, really good. And I know there was a lot of excitement, especially about Bucks County, PA. A lot of people were really looking forward to that one. But I did map tours of both of them. If you want to get a feel for them, feel free to watch my map tour videos on those. Oh,
I think they're actually removing the modded equipment that came with Bucks County, PA for console because that was part of the issue with console. They were taking up too many slots by default on the map.
Is that because of the amount of equipment in New Farmer, or was that because I saw DJ Goham just did a video about Bucks County, PA, and he said this was on Blue Mountain Valley also, where, oh, what am I thinking here? There's a whole bunch of like supersized equipment that the map maker, that TNT modding included with that map. You know, like a harvester that holds 150,000 liters or something like that. Similar to what we're using here right now.
There was a whole lot that was included with that map. That's what I understand, according to the mod authors, what they were working on to reduce slot count. And I don't know if they were going to rework everything or what, but I know they had a poll for their console players on whether or not they needed it, wanted to keep it, wanted him to remove it. Because if they wanted it, then it was going to take longer to get out.
Should just be a standard harvester, Sharko.
Standard harvester, drop straw swath.
You know, we don't get a lot of American maps on ModHub. I have a theory about why.
What's your theory?
Hey, Aussie, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? A European company. Their focus is obviously European. The one U.S. map that they've done was Ravenport, and based on some of the things that were added to Ravenport, it seems to me like they don't have a high opinion of the U.S.
Yeah. That's possible, I guess.
It's out there. There's either a video or a web page that shows the distinct differences between Ravenport and Felsbrunn, the two maps that released with the base game. And you know, the U.S. map has trash and junk all over the place. It's kind of filthy if you really start looking at it. But then, you know, Felsbrunn is this clean and pristine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Why they wouldn't do it?
Who does have a high opinion of of American farming? Is that what you're asking, Ozzy?
Apparently, only American farmers.
Apparently. That's all right. I love farming all over the world, which is why I do the world tour. And I'll make the argument again. I'm going to keep making this argument until somebody who can actually do something about it hears me. Is why do we only get European and American maps? And yes, I know a new map just came out for Brazil, which looks really, really good, by the way. And I would be excited to play on that map as well. But when is somebody going to do a map that is other than, you know, the UK, France, Poland, or the US on Mod Hub?
I don't know. It'd be nice to know.
Oh, this is your field right here, right? Field 33?
Field 33, yes.
Oh, it looks like we're going to have a PC conversion here.
It's worth it. It really is. Just if you decide to get into trying to mod stuff yourself, just realize you're going down a rabbit hole of trying to mod more than playing the game. That's literally the only downside I can voice for having a PC.
That's one of the things that's interesting about some of the console YouTubers. You know, they play on console. Oh, Aussie, yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. That's been one of my big things is, you know, there's great farming all over the world. Why are we not being able to participate in that? I honestly think the map makers are missing an opportunity. Maybe it's the simplicity of just doing, you know, European maps or whatever, because all the buildings are built. I mean, you know, we don't have Japanese pagodas or anything like that to use pre-built, so I think you'd end up having to mod a lot of your own stuff, but still, I really feel like that's a missed opportunity for someone.
I agree with you there. Another thing that I think is also a reason why it's not as common, or those are the most common, is because that's where the modders are from. They're doing what they know.
Yeah, that's absolutely true too.
Um,
I guess I've always had a different perspective because I don't want to do what I've already seen. I want to do something different. And you know, that's just me, but that's kind of how I view it.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure you're absolutely right about that too. Uh-oh. My GPS is not working.
Well, my plan's not working out too well either. I was hoping to be able to use the Magnum to come behind the harvester and pick up the straw swath, or the alfalfa swath, but it's not working like I wanted it to.
Oh, you need to give Sharko permissions here. Make him a
Grant
contractor.
contractor. There you go.
All right, we're doing this the old-fashioned way.
What do you mean the old-fashioned way?
No GPS, just keeping track of the degrees in the minimap.
Oh, your GPS isn't working?
Nope, it's broke.
Sometimes when mine gets broke, I use the manual set A and B, and it works.
Oh, that's a fair point.
If you want to keep track of your degrees for a little ways, hit A, or it's Alt E, go a little ways, hit Alt E again, and that'll set B, and then it should pick it up and let you run it.
Yeah, set A and B worked.
Oh, snap. I had a lag spike from hell.
Tell me your milling machine this. You're not bailing this, are you?
Oh, no. I might be borderline psychotic, but I don't like self-torture that much. But the milling machine is what's causing my lag, I think.
Oh, I see.
So I'm gonna have to go back and hit it with the milling machine.
Pretty sure I've got a milling machine somewhere. Yeah, that's what I didn't do, is get in and out of the out of the harvester. I probably should have done that, and it would have reset the GPS. Oh well, I got it sorted with AB instead of Cardinal, so we're good.
AB works just as well.
You know what's funny? It's actually kind of funny as far as I'm concerned. So I have a tutorial video. It's GPS. You know, it's just the basics to get people started. How to use cardinal settings and how to use AB to set up a straight line. Nothing fancy, none of the alternate commands, none of that, just a very straightforward basics. It's my most disliked video. Now don't get me wrong, it's one of my most liked video, but I've never had more dislikes on a video than on that one. It's people are weird.
Why do so many people dislike it?
Well, that's the thing, you never know.
Is it not advanced enough for them?
That would be my guess. I have had a request to do an advanced GPS follow-up tutorial.
Okay. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea.
Nope, it's not. It's on my list. It's on my to-do list. It's about 30 things long at this point. Right now, I need to get my new Let's Play set up. Hey, I've got a question since we've actually peaked at 10 concurrent viewers. So, anybody out there who's listening, now my Let's Plays are story driven. I like adding characters. This next one might not be quite as story driven. It's going to be more goal driven, but still. Would you all enjoy watching the setup for that? Or would you rather be a little bit more surprised when the first episode drops? There's my question. It's going to be a very complex setup, though, I can tell you that. And yeah, this is just like the alfalfa on Ischia farm.
So Ischia Farm drops its own thing too. It doesn't drop just grass.
Oh no, on Ischia it's just grass.
Oh, okay. You could always do a setup video and call it episode 0.
That's what Sharko just said.
Well, I agree with Sharko then.
Owzy thinks that I should stick with what I've been doing. It's 1-to-1, 2-to-1.
Okay, here you go. Make the video, make it so it's only viewable with the link. Link the video to that episode in the description of the first episode and have it so that people can view it if they choose to.
That's a possibility.
That way, if they don't want to see it, they don't even have to worry about it showing up on your channel. But if they do want to see it, it's in the description and they can choose to click that link and see it.
The real issue that I have at the moment, if I'm completely honest, is it's going to be a really challenging setup, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing yet. I mean, I know what I'm doing, I know what I want to do, I know what I'm going to try to do. I'm just not sure how to go about it yet.
Let me guess, learning how to use all those global company mods?
That's definitely a big part of it. Spoiler alert. It's more about figuring out where I'm going to put stuff because of that particular aspect of it. Because the map that I want to use doesn't have some of the resources that are going to be required, so I'm going to have to sort that out too.
That's always the hardest part of setting up anything, sorting everything out.
It's not really like Daggerwin's role play. I don't do different voices and things like that. Mine is more like imaginary friend roleplay where I'm talking to people that you don't ever really see. Don't watch the final episode of Ischia Farm. I was trying to think of a good video that would give you an idea of exactly how I'm working with that. Oh, I know. A good one would be the Saving Chuck episode of Off the Grid.
Pretty much every episode of Off the Grid would be a good one.
After the first 6 or 7, I don't know that Chuck and Hugo really did that much. I don't remember exactly when they really started coming into it. No, they did really early on because they loaned me that Trek 600 to make my way back into the forest.
And you were selling wood to them pretty early on too, weren't you?
Yeah. But if you just want to watch a short Let's Play series that has some of that in it, Ischia Farm, I just finished the final episode on that, episode 14, with a grand finale that was a lot of fun to make. And it's a little bit of a combination of everything, because what I do aside from Off the Grid, because Off the Grid is kind of its own entity, my other series I'm doing is what I call the Harv's World Tour. And so every time I switch to a different map, it has to be in a new country that I haven't visited before. And then as I'm doing this series, I like to look up information. And, Ischia Farm is in Italy, so I relay a lot of information and facts about Italy and the culture there and agriculture and all sorts of stuff. But it's also somewhat character driven too, and then I've got people that I'm working for who, well, let's just say they don't know anything about farming and have their own selfish reasons for everything.
Well, that's definitely a good way to put it.
A lot of people don't like story-driven stuff like that. They just want to watch the farming and you shut up and farm. But that's not who I am. And so far, I think I've been very successful with what I've been doing based on the short amount of time I've been doing it, so I can't complain. That's what keeps it enjoyable for me, anyway.
That's why I do time lapses, Sharko.
I like the story-driven stuff too. I'll admit I like a good time lapse occasionally, but it's not something that I would repeatedly go back to, with a couple of exceptions. Caveman's is one. I really like what he's doing. There's another guy out there who's doing some some really good time lapse who's really very new. I think he might even have less than 100 subscribers, but his name is AJ Sims. I think he does excellent time lapse. Sharko, look through the silos because there are some massive ones. Caveman did a really big one that we've got installed, and Cazz64 included a big one. Although I think Caveman's might be better, and I kind of wish I would have gone with that one, but it is what it is at this point.
10 million liters and holds everything.
I have a nice little silo complex now, though. It holds 6 million. I'm in good shape.
6 million liters.
It only took 3 extensions.
A day. That's tiny, Matt. That's a tiny silo.
Yeah, that's the one that Caveman did, Sharko. The 10 million liter silo. With a million liter extensions, yeah.
Yep.
Off the Grid is an especially interesting series, but a really challenging series because I've put a lot of limitations on myself in that series. So adding anything new always requires a bit of storytelling. Anything new. It's quite the challenge sometimes to come up with, an explanation for literally every single piece of equipment you want to introduce. Because I don't have a store that I can just go buy it from. I'm 7 hours away from civilization. Off the grid. So it's been fun. Who all do I have in Off the Grid now? I've got Hugo, Chuck, Ed. Ed doesn't come around much anymore. You don't hear too much about Ed anymore. Pierre. Pierre is actually going to start playing a bigger part, and Charlie. Not self-disciplined enough to keep the rules. Oh, I have to be. For the integrity of my series, I have to. If I start breaking the rules, then it becomes no fun. I think part of the reason that people watch is to see how you're going to sort things out. How you're going to get it all figured out and still get the job done that you want to get done. One of the things that I did during that series, I'm actually probably the most proud of at this point, is I wanted to build a farm market. But because of the way that the series is set up, I can't just go in and start plopping down placeables, going through the menu like you would during your normal play. I have to come up with a way to, over time, build that kind of thing up, lay out my plans, do it a little bit at a time instead of just coming in and laying out the whole thing. And I think that turned out really, really well. You don't have to stop talking, Caveman. You're welcome to join in.
I just didn't know what to say. But I think Sharko might be right. I think it is all the stuff on the ground that's starting to lag it up a bit. I guess I'll have to start trying to clean up some of the swaths.
Thanks, Sharko. I appreciate you saying so. It has easily been everyone's favorite series that I've done.
That's the only reason I found your channel.
Hey, it brought me Caveman. It's doing something right. See, now I'm having that issue again where my chaser just doesn't want to stay in the right position.
I think it's something to do with the weird lag I'm getting.
Probably. I'm not lagging at all, if that means anything. I have no issues, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, I didn't know you'd made an OTG map, Sharko. If you ever want me to do a farm tour, let me know. I'll do one like I did for Ethan. If not, that's cool too. Okay, now I'm starting to see some lag.
That may be my fault.
Oh, did you hit a button or something?
I pinged the server to see if it was server lag or my lag. It's on the server side. So once I get back down here to my other tractor, I will start picking up some of this stuff off the ground, hopefully clear up some of the lag. You'll have to try to remember that one.
That's a good point. Andrew, I felt awful. I was like, oh crap, he's got crop destruction turned on. I'm not used to playing with crop destruction. Hey, I could have cut that out. I was at least honest about it and left it in, so I owned it. I owned Harv's foolishness. That's who we're missing today. Ethan. Normally Ethan's in here chatting up a storm.
You're right. We don't have Ethan in here today.
Is that your field of poppies down here also?
Oh, that's Sharko's.
That is a beautiful red field. I would be interested, for the sake of my own foolishness, to see how many bales we would actually get off of a field like this.
Well, I can already tell you it's probably going to be a lot.
Oh, that yeah, that it it would be. I mean, I'm sure we're not going to.
Oh no, I'm already trying to pick it up with the milling machine.
Yeah, I didn't have time to get on and play much when my field turned red with poppies. You were just doing standard grass though, right, Sharko? Like you were doing mowers. And that was 41 bales. Wow.
Well, I've got basically a whole row in the trailer, and I'm at 14%.
Hey, TBNR Don, how you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the live stream.
That's another that's another interesting thing about doing something like YouTube videos or streaming or something like that. You don't have any perspective when you're first starting out. You know, it's like, oh, I'll make some videos, throw them up on YouTube. If people watch them, you never really know who's going to be watching. But at this point, I've heard from people as young as 11. That would be young Ethan. But then, you know, I've got one fan in Australia who's 74 years young. Just leaves the sweetest comments. She's a nice lady. And 74 years old, and she loves playing Farming Sim. And I was so impressed by that. I'm like, man, when I'm 74, I hope I'm still playing. And even today, we've got a range of just on these fields, we've got from 19 to 54. And yes, you heard it here first. Harv is 54 years old. He's a crotchety old man.
Yeah, 54 is not that old.
It's not. I complain about it a lot, but it's not bad. I've got a few decades left in me.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Andrew, they're completely map dependent. It would be nice if someone could make some type of mod that would add some kind of mod that would allow you to add new crops to a map, but unfortunately, I don't see that ever happening.
Somebody did try it. It breaks the game.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The game will register that the new crop is there, but it won't let you assign a way to harvest it. It won't let you assign a way to collect it or anything. It's just, it's there. Some of the fields might have it in it, but you can't do nothing with it.
See, I think if somebody got as involved as Realismus with a seasons type thing, I think it would take that level of revamp to the game to be able to do something like that. But I'm surprised somebody hasn't tackled it on that level.
It would be nice if somebody would. But just like you said with seasons, you don't see why that's not a part of the base game. I don't see why we don't have more crops in the base game.
Yeah, preach that all day long, brother. Well, I can tell you why. Because Giants would actually have to pay somebody to do it when they can get other people to do it for them for free.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the bottom line.
I think that's the same answer I gave you about seasons, isn't it?
Probably. Well, I know we talked about it, and I'm pretty sure we came to the conclusion that, it would cost them a lot of money to buy out Realismus to be
Yeah.
able to put seasons into the base game. But to be fair, Giants is a small company, and Farming Sim is a pretty niche game. It doesn't have the multi-millions of followers that a Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto or anything like that. So it's not like their company is getting supremely rich off of Farm Sim.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
So I probably shouldn't be as hard on them as I've kind of been on Giants today. I don't mean that I don't appreciate the work that they've done, because I do. We wouldn't have this right now if they hadn't done all this for us. I just feel like at this point the modders do far, far more.
Yeah. And it's probably honestly because somebody's like, yeah, this would be cool to have in the game, but it's not there. Let me make it there.
Right. I mean, just a minor example, but grapes. Well, somebody built the equipment and sorted out how to do grapes on Ischia Farm, and then they got moved over to Blue Mountain Valley.
Right.
Once one person figures it out, then other people start utilizing it. And Sharko, you hit the nail on the head 175%. The physics in this game, if they did nothing else, if they didn't add any more crops, if they never built another map, if Giants would just throw some money and programming into the physics of this game, it would make a massive, massive difference.
Oh, it would definitely be a life changer.
Honestly, without modded equipment, I don't know why anybody would ever even attempt to do logging. Even bale handling is a bit of a nightmare if you're doing it manually.
Yes.
And that's simply because of physics issues. If the physics work better, logging and bale handling would be much, much more manageable.
I still would also like to see all the maps have dynamic mud that actually worked right.
Well, have you seen the new thing? This isn't mud related, but have you seen the new thing that Giants is coming out with, where you're going to have different types of soil? Like, you have to have your soil tested, and
Yeah, I saw
like
that.
every field will have like as many as 3 or 4 different types of soil in it. So not every crop is going to grow the same depending on what zone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not sure I want that level of realism. But it's interesting.
It is interesting. They are looking to add realism to the game, but I think they're looking in the wrong place. If that makes sense.
It does. Now, you know, just like anything else, if you have the patience to master it, I've seen some guys who do amazing things with automatic bale stacking, or no, I mean manual bale stacking. They've got it down to a science. It can do it quickly and efficiently. I don't know if I'm just too impatient for something like that or it's just far too tedious, but I can't do it. I can do it just enough to do it, but on the whole, it's not my favorite skill. Absolutely, Andrew. Get the basics right first. And
Exactly.
the first basic they need to focus on is the physics. But, you know, on the flip side of that, there's always people out there willing to break the rules anyway. You know, somebody asked why we had all this heavily modded equipment on this dedicated server, and I said, because sometimes it's fun to break the rules. Now, in my own farming, if I was just doing this on a standard map, no, I wouldn't use this stuff. But we've got these massive fields, um, and we're just, you know, this is casual play with some friends that we get to share with you all, get to meet and greet a little bit, talk to the folks who watch our videos, stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's what we're going to do. There is an awful long sync wait getting into a server. I agree with you there. They should be able to optimize their packets a little bit better to get that information transferred faster, I would think.
In all actuality, it wouldn't even be that complicated to overhaul it.
Hey, Tom, that's a good question. I don't play with seasons very often. I enjoy it, but most of my play now is done to record videos, and season and recording videos. A lot of people do it. Maybe they've had more success, but I find it really difficult to keep a series moving along with seasons, so I don't use it very often. My Dalton Valley Farm series used it, and it is a fun and interesting way to play. And Ozzy's absolutely right. It's a great mod once you understand the rules of it. And I would gladly recommend it. Especially, they did such a good job with the animals. I think that's one of the especially nice changes. They really, you know, made animals more. They added a lot of realism to the animals.
That's probably one of my favorite things they did. Was what they did with animals.
Harv is 4? 4 what? Yes, I'm all 4 seasons. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was looking at that. I'll be okay for just a little bit. We've actually picked up a little bit and we've got some good conversations, so let's call it another 30 minutes and then we'll probably have to wrap this up.
All right. All right. Is that weird lag y'all were getting going away any or?
I still haven't experienced it, so
Huh. I guess you're located closer to the actual server than me and Sharkville are then.
could be. Although I want to say that the server's in Texas. I guess I would be closer.
Definitely closer than I am.
Man, I'm definitely closer than Sharko.
Okay.
Well, he's way up in Canada, so
Well, hey, you're definitely closer. That's got to be what it is.
Sharko is one of the Mackenzie brothers. And there aren't going to be many of you who know who I'm talking about.
I don't think I know who you're talking about.
It's an old, it was a comedy troupe. I want to say from the 80s. SCTV. I want to say they were out of Chicago. Might have been Canadian though. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's a long time ago. But they used to have a couple of guys. One of them was Rick Moranis, but they were called Doug and Bob McKenzie, and they were Canadians. And they've actually done a couple of songs. One of them's called
Okay.
Take Off to the Great White North, and then they did a version of the 12 Days of Christmas. Oh, and they actually have a movie too. If you like stupid comedy, which I don't normally most of the time, but I don't know, those guys really made me laugh.
What is your definition of stupid comedy?
Most of the comedy that gets made anymore.
Okay.
I have
I
a
watch a lot of British comedies.
I have a very dry sense of humor if you haven't picked up on that yet. So I can't stand to watch like something like the Three Stooges. Um, that's old school, but have you ever seen the American Pie movies?
Yes.
Now, oddly enough, I didn't watch them for ages and ages and ages because they looked like stupid comedies to me, and I didn't even want to watch. But I actually love those movies.
Yeah, they were all right. Oh, and again, from like one of the previous times we've talked, I like bad movies.
Yep. You don't even watch B movies. You watch like C, D, and E movies.
Well, some of the movies I watch don't even fall on the chart.
But I like Mel Brooks comedies a lot. And those could definitely be construed as stupid comedies. So, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the movie. I don't have a I'll sit down and watch a chick flick if it looks interesting. Most of the action movies that get made, I don't want to have any part of. They don't, you know. I don't need to sit down and watch 2 hours of car chases and people getting killed.
Yeah. To me, that's like some of those movies are more or less comedies to me, anyway.
That's fair. Hey, Andrew, one of the best British comedies of all time that not that many people have heard of was from the 80s, early 90s, maybe. It was called Blackadder with Rowan Atkinson, long, long before he was ever Mr. Bean. Oh my god, that series was hilarious.
Do y'all know The Young Ones?
Heard of him, but I've never seen it.
It was good. It was only like 2 seasons, but it was real good.
Besides, the UK brought us Monty Python.
Oh, I love Monty Python.
Who doesn't love Monty Python? The Holy Grail easily rates in the top 10 comedy movies of all time.
Yes. So, Andrew, I take it you've seen The Young Ones then. Vivian actually reminds me of a really close friend of mine.
When it comes to Monty Python, as much as I talk them up, and I do think The Holy Grail is one of the funniest things ever put on film, there are a lot of times when I can take or leave them. Some of their skits are fantastic. Like, I love the Lumberjack and Spam, the Spam skit that they did. But, I'm not, I don't watch every minute of Monty Python and say that was the best thing I've ever seen. I do like The Meaning of Life, though. And they do some delightfully fun and naughty songs.
If your chaser bin gets full, Harv, there is a trailer sitting up there you can dump into.
Good to know, because I was just looking at that. I'm at 820,000 liters right now. Speaking of chaser bins going off the rails, is he going to find his way back, or is he just going to go driving off into the sunset?
Well, there's like a 10% chance he'll find his way, and a 90% chance he's going to drive into the woods.
Well, then I should play the lottery today because he actually found his way back. Or is finding his way back.
Oh my god.
Right?
Maybe we should play the lottery.
What's the price on alfalfa today, anyway?
I'm not even sure.
Not very high. Standard alfalfa is, I don't know, there's two different icons for alfalfa here, and I'm not sure which is which.
Um, the one, the first one, which would be the one to the left, is alfalfa. The one to the right of that one, the second one, is the swath that it drops.
Oh, okay. Well, you should
Then
just
you've got,
turn all of this into silage because that's your best price.
yeah, I'm going to turn everything I'm picking up into silage.
Yeah, alfalfa silage goes for over $300. This alfalfa we're collecting, it's at 79 bucks right now.
It was higher than that yesterday. It was around 120, 130 yesterday.
I wonder if you could just tip the alfalfa, actual alfalfa, into a bunker and turn it into silage. Or the other question is, could you just mow this field and turn it all into grass?
I don't know. I'm probably going to replant this in something better than this and leave the small field of alfalfa I got as alfalfa and try a cut on it and see what happens.
I'm curious. So I've got my big tobacco field that needs to be harvested.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still in the first growth stages. 38 and 37 need fertilized. Hey, there you go.
I don't. What? Plant carrots?
Oh, that's a good point. Ozzy said I could have just dumped some in a silo, but it's your silo, so I don't think I can look at that. And my silo's halfway across, or all the way across the map.
For trying to figure out what.
What the alfalfa was, but you had us sorted anyway, so we're good.
Yeah, that's how I sorted it out yesterday.
Well, we're getting this much alfalfa off this field. We're probably going to end up with what? Between 2 and 3 million liters of alfalfa. Imagine how much grass that's going to be.
A lot.
You have a penchant for stating the obvious. Yeah. Well, my favorite thing about OTG that I enjoy doing that's a good question. I hadn't really ever thought about it before. I think the thing that I've enjoyed most is being able to work with all of the small equipment. It's not something that you normally do. in a series and making it work. You know, a lot of audience wants to see bigger, better, faster, more, and being able to just have small fields, building something up that was never there before, and doing it in a small way, small steps at a time. I think that's what I enjoy most about doing off the grid in general. So yeah, I'd have to say the small equipment. I mean, I haven't used a tractor over what 150 horsepower yet. That's a really good point too, Sharko. That's a very good point. Yeah, you can't just jump on and say, "Oh, I'm going to create a field today," or "I'm going to go plant a field today." It's, "Oh, I've got to clear a whole bunch of trees, and then I've got to grind all the stumps, and then if I'm smart, I'll mow all that grass, and then I might create a field, and then be able to plant it and whatnot." So yeah, there's so many more steps involved.
It definitely does make it a lot more interesting.
And not only that, I mean, I haven't sold any crops, none whatsoever. Every bit of what I've made is just to make the place sustainable for my character, you know, for him to be able to live. So yeah, I have made $0 off of any croppage. Every bit has come from logging, which, you know, let's be honest. Keep coming, Sharko. I'm going to move my guy out of the way. Although my harvester's almost full. Oh, too late.
Would your guy get lost?
No, Sharko had already turned off before I had the opportunity
Oh.
to get my guy moved out of the way. It's all good.
Okay. No, Sharko said he was getting pretty full up on his trailer.
Yeah, my trailer's about full too. If it's not full, it's awfully close. Oh, maybe that's why I'm full, because my trailer's full. Nope.
So you've got the auger wagon. You can definitely drop it in the one of the trailers up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
But Sharko has the end dump, so he'd actually have to go dump it in the silo.
You said you have a trailer sitting down at the end of the field?
Yes. I think it's a different end of the field than you're at. The way you're headed.
I should be headed the other way?
No, the way you're headed's where where the trailer's at.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, it's up like literally right in front of my house.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Sharko. Well, there's so much wood that turning some of it into wood chips. I mean, I've barely scratched the surface of the wood that I could pull out of the Wilhelmina forest and have made just millions of dollars. It's ridiculous the amount of money there is to be made on a logging map.
Oh yeah, there's lots to be made.
Which mod did you customize? Oh, the solar power thing?
Yeah, the solar panel mods, some of them are way overpriced.
Yeah. Some of the BGAs are really, really outrageously priced too, if you ever want to place one.
Yes. Oh, speaking of that, we ought to get the modular BGA on here.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh, for some reason, I thought we had a lot more of this field harvested than what we do, apparently. There's 2 strips left. I thought someone had worked all the way from right to left, but there's still a big strip over there that hasn't been harvested yet.
Yeah, he was bouncing back and forth between the two, and I got off my harvester to pick this up to help with the lag.
No, that's fine. Well, we're over time already as it stands, and it looks like viewership is starting to drop off again. So now might be a good time to say farewell. I very much appreciate everybody who stopped in to say hi today. Always enjoy talking to the folks who drop in, get their perspectives on things, find out how other folks are doing out in the world. And it's always a good time farming with Caveman and Sharko and whoever else decides to show up. Hopefully we'll have even more in the future. Fingers crossed. But I think that's going to do it for this Wednesday afternoon stream from Harv's World. I hope everybody enjoyed it. You all take care. Be safe out there.
Bye, everybody.
Farewell, everyone.